Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fascinating, the world of advanced sliding door systems.
Mhm.
Specifically, we're looking at the SU NFLAX, SF60, and SF80 models. We've got the specs, the descriptions right here. And our mission really is to figure out how these systems create those, seamless transitions and just absolutely stunning views. How do they make giant walls of glass practically vanish?
Yeah, it's a great question. Because the core idea behind these systems, it's not just about opening a door. It's about transforming the space itself.
Right.
They're engineered to combine these incredibly slim profiles with the maximum possible transparency. And that really redefines how we connect indoor and outdoor areas.
Okay.
And importantly, they manage this while hitting really the highest standards for quality, for safety, and just day-to-day convenience. It's a real blend of precise engineering and, well, architectural art.
I like that, engineering and art. So let's start with that art part, the visual aspect. The source material keeps mentioning slim profile widths and maximum transparency. How exactly do they achieve that sort of homogeneous look where the frame just melts away?
Well, that homogeneous look is the standout feature visually.
Uh-huh.
And it comes down to some really meticulous engineering, things designed not to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the numbers, you see how narrow everything is. The outer frame, for instance, is only 60 millimeters wide, and it's actually designed so it can be completely covered by plaster or cladding.
Ah, okay. Hidden.
Exactly. Then the floor track, it's just 80 millimeters, and it's fully recessed, so no lip to trick over, and visually it just disappears into the floor finish.
Nice.
Even the frame around the glass panel itself that you actually see is only 21 millimeters wide, out of a total 45 millimeters.
Wow.
And maybe the most impressive part, where two sliding panels meet in the middle. That joint is only 30 millimeters wide.
30 millimeters, that's tiny.
It is. It's all about minimalism to maximize that view, to make the glass, the main event.
That hidden detailing is really something. Okay, but aesthetics aside, we're talking about potentially huge, heavy panels of moving glass here. How do these systems actually deliver on the promise of highest standards for quality and safety, and also setting new benchmarks for convenience? How are they both robust and easy to use?
Yeah, that's critical.
Mm-hmm.
A key element is what they call the smooth running design. And that's not just a phrase, it's down to specific hardware.
Okay, what kind?
They use heavy-duty, ball-bearing stainless steel rollers that run on stainless steel rails. That combination is what allows these potentially very heavy panels to glide almost effortlessly, like with minimal force.
Right, the stainless steel helps with durability too, I imagine, against weather and wear.
Precisely. And then for security, they feature a mushroom headlock.
A mushroom headlock? What's that?
So instead of a simple pin, the locking pin has this enlarged mushroom-shaped head. When you lock it, that head hooks deep into the frame's keep.
Ah, so it resists being pried open much better.
Exactly. It gives you an optimal seal against wind and rain, but also significantly improves burglary resistance. And that ties into meeting those high ceiling requirements mentioned, which is also important for, energy efficiency.
Okay, so we've got the sleek look, the smooth operation, the security. But what about flexibility for different designs? Architects and homeowners might want different configurations. How versatile are these systems?
Oh, hugely versatile. That's another major point. You can set them up to slide entirely to the left or entirely to the right, whatever suits the space.
Makes sense.
And they come in 2-track or even 3-track versions. A 3-track system can handle up to 6 moving casements. Casement just means one of the sliding glass panels.
6 panels, wow. Okay, that brings up a question, though. With potentially 6 huge panels, what about structural integrity? Especially in, say, windy locations or for really large openings?
That's a very valid concern, and they've engineered for it. The documentation notes that steel reinforcement is possible in the middle joint for high wind loads.
Ah, okay. So extra bracing where needed.
Right. It adds that crucial stability for demanding situations. And get this, the maximum weight capacity for a single casement, one sliding panel, is 800 kilograms.
Wait, 800 kilograms?
800 kilograms.
Yeah.
Nearly a ton per panel.
That's genuinely mind-boggling for a sliding door. That capacity is enormous. It really changes what's possible architecturally.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Allows for those truly massive, uninterrupted glass walls.
Okay, so speaking of specifics, you mentioned there are 2 models here, the SF60 and the SF80. What are the key things someone needs to know to choose between them? What's the main difference?
The fundamental difference, it really boils down to thermal insulation performance. That's the big one.
How so?
The SF60 is described as a thermally insulated aluminum system, so it offers good insulation. But the SF80 is labeled a highly insulated aluminum system. It takes things up a notch.
And how does that translate physically?
It mainly affects the glass they can take. The SF60 accommodates glass that's 32 to 34 millimeters thick, standard double or decent triple glazing, basically.
Okay.
The SF80, though, is designed for much thicker glass units, 52 to 54 millimeters thick. That allows for, significantly enhanced thermal insulation.
Right. Much thicker glass means better insulation. Does that affect the energy ratings?
Definitely. That thicker glass and improved frame design in the SF80 leads to a better U value. That's the overall measure of thermal transmittance for the whole window or door system. Lower is better.
And the SF80 value is?
The source says it can achieve U values from 0.8 WM2K, depending on the exact size and type of glazing used, which is, well, that's really excellent performance for keeping heat in during winter and out during summer. Big impact on energy bills and comfort.
0.8. Okay, that is impressive. Now, with thicker glass and more insulation, I assume the actual frame system itself has to be deeper. Does that impact the installation, like how thick the wall needs to be?
Yes, that's a direct consequence. The construction depth is different. For the SF60, a 2-track system needs 170 millimeters of depth, and a 3-track needs 260 millimeters.
Okay.
For the SF80, being more robust for that higher insulation, the depths increase. It's 210 millimeters for a 2-track, and quite substantial at 320 millimeters for a 3-track system.
320 millimeters, right. So that's definitely something to factor into the building plans.
Absolutely. It's necessary to house that high-performance glazing and thermal breaks effectively.
Okay, beyond the main structure and performance, it sounds like a lot of thought went into the user experience too.
Yeah.
Both for the installer and the person actually using the door every day.
Yes, definitely. They highlight several user-friendly features. The handles, for example, come in this sort of minimalist flat cube shape, and you can get them with or without profile cylinder, meaning you can choose a keyed lock or just a simple handle. For installation, they mentioned glazing beads. These are essentially the strips that hold the glass in, but they're designed to make aligning and installing the glass beads easier and more precise.
Anything else for the installers? These look complex.
They also mentioned mounting levelers. These are integrated components that help installers quickly set up and make fine adjustments to the vertical frames, ensuring everything is perfectly plumb and operates smoothly. Small details, but they save time and ensure quality.
Makes sense. And for the homeowner.
Once installed, they talk about the easy displacement of the elements by integrated followers. Basically, when you slide one panel, the next one is designed to pick up and follow smoothly.
Ah, so you don't have to move each panel individually if you're opening up a wide space.
Exactly. It contributes to that feeling of convenience and achieving that large open area when elements are opened really easily. It all ties back into that seamless experience.
Okay, so pulling all this together then, what does this mean for you, the listener? Maybe you're planning a build or a big renovation, or maybe you're just fascinated by, where architecture is heading. We've seen how systems like this S1M FLEX, SF60 and SF80 aren't, pretty meticulously engineered. They're blending this incredible aesthetic, those super slim lines, the disappearing frames with really high performance.
Yeah.
We're talking huge weight capacity, that 800-kilogram figure, advanced insulation, especially in the SF80 for energy efficiency, plus robust security features like that mushroom headlock. These aren't just sliding doors anymore, are they? They feel like something more transformative.
That really leads to a bigger question, doesn't it? If technology like this allows us to make massive glass walls slide away almost completely, creating such fluid connections between inside and out,
Yeah.
how does that fundamentally change how we even think about walls in architecture? Are they still just static barriers, or are they becoming more like dynamic, flexible elements that let us actively shape our environment, blurring those traditional lines?
That is a really profound thought to end on. Imagine the possibilities. Truly blending your indoor living space with the outdoors, experiencing your home or even your office in a completely different way. All thanks to some very clever, very refined engineering and design.